Hi, I'm Dr. Mike, host of the free iTunes podcast, Psychiatric Secrets Revealed with Dr. Mike, but that's not why I'm here today. As you can probably see in the background, I'm in a hotel today, and I often travel on business, typically by car trips. Normally, when I'm driving from my workplace of the day to the hotel, I'll stop and get something either at a restaurant, more often than not at a fast food place. And as you might know from some of my other videos, I sometimes even cook in the room with a little cook kit. But what do you do on a day like today? I didn't really plan ahead and bring any food, but I've had a really long day. I drove a couple hundred miles to get here today, worked all day, I'm in the hotel, really don't want to do anything. And in fact, right now I'm not even very hungry. But I know in a couple hours I probably will be hungry, so what to do? Well, in those emergency situations, we're going to talk about MREs. Those are meals ready to eat. That's the stuff that the military sometimes uses. These are generally so-so tasting, high-fat, high-calorie, high-carb dinners, but they're complete meals in a bag. And on occasion, they can really save you when you want to just go someplace, crash, and then maybe hunger hits a little while later. So let's take a look at MREs and see if maybe on a rare occasion, if they're right for you for your hotel cooking.
So let's take a look at what an MRE package really looks like. In this first slide, you can see that everything is very nicely packed in a very heavy plastic bag. Now that bag is so heavy that you really can't rip it open, at least I can't. So fortunately, since I mostly do car trips, I always carry a little pocket knife with me, and that's perfect for cutting open the bag, which I've done here. With the contents open, you can see there's really quite a bit of stuff in there. In fact, there's everything that you would need with the exception of a cup to have a complete meal. So that little kind of cardboard box with the spoon on it actually contains the meal. Unfortunately, I didn't show you what that looks like, but it looks like a boiling bag, except it's very heavy mylar. I don't think it's microwavable, but it's certainly boilable, and you could probably use other methods to kind of heat it up. So you get the meal. In this case, it was a chicken and noodle dish, and they do vary. You get a spoon, you get a couple of packages of rye crisps. It seems like a lot of these MREs have rye crisps, I'm guessing because they're pretty shelf stable. You get a fruit kind of bar, kind of like a big fig bar. You get a package of little crackers or cookies that are like animal cookies, and both of those taste pretty good. You also get things like a little package of jelly, some condiments, salt and pepper, a package of sugar, a package of instant decaffeinated coffee, a package of matches. I'm not quite sure why, but they always seem to come with matches, and a wet wipe. And then that thing at the kind of 12 o'clock position, that's actually a chemical heater. Now, normally what I would do is I would use my squishy bowl. I carry with me a silicone squishy bowl. These can be found at camp stores and backpacking stores, and they're basically a heavy-duty silicone. They're heat resistant, they're microwave safe, and as you can see in this slide, they're very collapsible, so you can really tuck them anywhere. You just kind of release them and they turn into a bowl, and they microwave up just fine. But because I'm actually going to show this in its full glory, I'm going to use the heater pack. The heater pack is here, and it's sort of like a sleeve with some non-toxic chemicals on the bottom. And you shove your food pack in that pack, and then add a little bit of just regular water, and a chemical reaction takes place. It's what we would call in chemistry an exothermic chemical reaction because it releases heat. And that heat of that chemical reaction actually heats up your MRE to a point where I would say it's comfortably warm, not super hot. In most situations, what I would probably do again is just open it up and dump it in the microwave and then get a nice hot meal. But in a pinch, or if you're in a hotel where you don't have a microwave, this is a great way of heating it up so you can have a nice warm to hot meal. Well, now here's this next slide shows what you get as the accessories a little bit closer up. Here again, you see the rye crisp, the little fruit bar, the little cookies, another package of rye crisp, and the jelly. But when it's all put together, you have this actually not bad meal. Now, I'm not saying it's the most tasty thing in the world, but it really isn't horrible under any circumstance. It's really quite edible. Again, pretty high in fat and calories, so not a daily meal, but certainly wonderful in a pinch and very filling, and really is great when you're in one of those situations where you just were too tired to stop and get something to eat. Now you're stuck in the hotel room and you're thinking, well, should I get a candy bar? Should I get chips? This is a much better alternative. The other nice thing about that big plastic bag that the whole setup was packed in is it's great to put all your stuff back in there when you throw it out, so there's no mess or anything like that.
So that's my little talk on MREs. Again, I'm only suggesting this on a rare occasion, but when you're in one of those pinches where you need something to eat, and if you have one of those packed in your luggage just for an emergency, they come in mighty handy. Thanks, and give my podcast a listen.